this week's stocks to watch. We have Best Buy, Salesforce, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Ulta that I have watching this week. And we'll get into the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again with you guys and bring you back on over to Webull. So if you guys haven't been privy to some of the streams that I've been putting up lately, I actually am creating a public account for my mentorship, where I go live with folks from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time every single day of the week. And if you want to be a part of that, you can check the link down in the description, enter code SUMMER, and you can actually be a part of that. And you can be a part of that for 30 days free by entering in that code. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that are commenting already in the live chat that are in the mentorship. And basically what this does is just allows you to kind of gain more knowledge, and we all trade together. I obviously lead the group, no question about that. But I think what makes what makes our community great is that it's not just about one person or one individual, and I think that's what makes it great. So, all right. So that being said, it's the first time I said that. I think that being said, we'll get on to Best Buy this week. They have earnings Tuesday pre-market. Estimated earnings per share are $1.08. I think it'll be interesting to see how well they do as far as being a big box store. So the big question here will be how they did with e-commerce, in my opinion. It's tough to say if they're going to beat or not. I think that they could potentially do this. I would say that if there's any kind of pullback this week before earnings, so tomorrow, I would say that there's probably going to be at least some sort of pullback, potentially around 114.50, and I don't know. I just don't see this coming back below 113, but we'll see before earnings. I think we do see a run into earnings, though. However, my bold prediction for this, I'm going to come back here. I think that we should start something, and I'm just going to bring you in on this. But we talk about bold predictions all the time, Christian and I, just behind the scenes. We're always talking about bold predictions. My bold prediction for Best Buy is going to be $1.35. Estimated earnings per share is $1.08. That's my bold prediction that they're going to beat. What do you think?
I'll take it. You're putting me on the spot here, but I'll take it.
$1.35.
You've been pretty spot on with your bold predictions, but we need to start documenting them.
We did. Well, I mean, I have where I was right, where I was wrong, which I did not come prepared for this week. But we will get back to that next week. I was 4 out of 5 right last week, by the way. Just putting that out there. But $1.35 is my bold prediction for Best Buy. And, they're expected to report 260.2 million adjusted income is what their expectations are. I think that if they beat it, it'll be awesome. It'll be even better if they come out and miss and say, you know what, we're raising our outlook, though. Things are looking up. Maybe the second half of the quarter did really well. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. And again, if we go back and look at the chart here, I think that like I said, 114.50, 114.47, and then if it somehow comes back down to maybe around below that, potentially 112.50, it's really tough to see it coming down all the way to 110, because that's really kind of where I'm seeing the solid support. But we'll see what happens on Tuesday pre-market. Next is going to be Salesforce. So the thing is with Salesforce is they I think that they absolutely crushed this. Their earnings after hours on Tuesday, estimated earnings per share is 67 cents. And Salesforce is expected to report net income of $614 million. I think they absolutely crushed that. Their competition, or the space that they're in, is through cloud computing, and that has obviously been extremely hot. Tech stocks have been coming back lately, and I think that they're not over. The remote work, the tech stocks, not just FANG, right? I'm not just talking about FANG. We're talking about, we already saw Fastly coming back this week. We've already seen CrowdStrike also coming back. I think all of those retest all-time highs, and I think that Salesforce also can be in that conversation. It'll be interesting to see how they do as far as earnings are concerned, though. So if we look at this chart here, I think, this is Best Buy still, sorry. Let me pull up Salesforce. There we go. So CRM is the ticker. It's obviously been moving exactly how all of the other ones have. This is very interesting on the 4-hour chart. It kind of looks like a cup and handle. I think that this could certainly make a bullish move, especially if earnings come out and they beat. In the same period a year ago, the company posted earnings of 66 cents a share, and their expectation being 67. I think they just blow that out of the water. I mean, when you compare last year to this year and the demand that Salesforce has right now, especially when it comes to remote work, I just don't see how it matches up to that. And I don't know. Christian, do you have any thoughts on that?
This one's tough. So you're predicting it beats?
I'm predicting it beats, and I think that it beats it pretty handily.
I don't.
Okay.
However, I really like Salesforce, and I only say that because just the difference from last quarter was a surprise because we thought it would be last quarter. It didn't, and then this quarter, I was just surprised how much they raised expectations. So I hope they do, but I really like Salesforce from a long-term perspective, and we talked about this in the watch list when we were doing research for Salesforce. They dominate the space they're in, B2B, but they're also entering into education, which I think is going to be a huge move with most schools not going back.
Right.
So I like them a lot, but I'm saying they don't. They don't beat.
Why don't you think they beat?
I think the expectations are too high. And yeah, I just think the expectations are too high. I think they're trying to take a massive jump.
Yeah, so I could see that. I would say that they beat, but maybe don't beat what everybody thinks they should beat them by. I think that's probably what my thesis would be. It's interesting though. We'll see who's right on that one. We'll see who's right on that one. All right, so next one is going to be Dollar General. So Dollar General is going to be interesting as well. If the big box stores, as far as Walmart and Target are concerned, are any indicator to what is in store for Dollar General, it's going to be that they're going to just blow this out of the water. I've been saying this since the beginning, that these stores that have been able to remain open and still function and thrive through the Rona, as everybody has been locked into their homes, then I think that this is going to be one that I think really just does well. I think that it's really tough. It's been pulling back over the last several days. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you here and just kind of show you that I think that coming back down here to 196.99 seems a little bit unrealistic at this point in time, and I think that we probably end up seeing a run into those earnings. Those earnings are going to be on Thursday after hours, and I just missed what their expected earnings per share are going to be. Just missed that. So their expected earnings per share, I don't know what they are. Sorry about that. I will go ahead and get those pulled up as soon as I can.
92 cents.
What is it?
92 cents.
92 cents. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Not Dollar Tree. 243, I believe. I'll double check.
Okay, 243 is going to be their expected earnings per share. I do apologize, guys. Getting everything into a new setting is kind of throwing me off a little bit, but we'll get it right. But coming back down here to 202.75 to 198.93 at the close on Friday, I think that this actually makes another move up. And 201.41 is going to be the spot to watch for a continuation here. Obviously, that all-time high at 202.75. This is something you don't want to be afraid of as far as all-time highs are concerned. No, this is not too high. I think this goes higher, and I think they actually beat expectations as well. If there's going to be any kind of dip, I could see this coming back down to around 196.99, and that's kind of about it at this stage in the game. Any thoughts on that, Christian?
They're going to crush it. And I was right. Spot on, off memory, 243.
243 is earnings.
Not sexy.
Right.
But, I mean, I think they're going to blow it out of the water. And for the rest of the year, I think they're going to blow it out of the water. I think it's a great stock to have.
Not only is it not sexy, but Kelsey Goke says Dollar General is dusty as hell.
I'll take that dusty old hag any day of the week. And their fundamentals are great, too. I need to point out their fundamentals look really good. So, hey, listen, I'll take the dusty old hag.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious. So
I'll blow the cobwebs off. I'll stop.
Oh my God! All right. Well, I mean, I just busted out the F word right at the beginning, so it's all good. Okay. So the only thing is missing is girls at the bar. Oh my God! All right. So next one is going to be Dollar Tree. Now, Dollar Tree, I think it's in the same vein. Dollar Tree's expected earnings per share are 92 cents a share. They are also pre-market on Thursday. And, I think it's 1 and 1A. I mean, Dollar Tree and Dollar General, I think they're both going to absolutely crush it. I think 92 cents is a bit of a joke as far as that's concerned. So we'll bring you back over here again to Webull. 102.02 is the all-time high for it. I do believe, yes. 102.02 is the all-time high for it. Closed at 130 cents. I believe this runs into earnings on Thursday. Would I want to be holding on to this through earnings? I think that remains to be seen. I think, obviously, if I wanted to own one or the other, Dollar General is probably going to be my better bet, but I think Dollar Tree also crushes this as well. Any thoughts about this, man?
Yeah, so I like both. I agree with you on both. If I had to, you can make arguments for both. Fundamentally, I think that Dollar General is a better bet. I think if you play devil's advocate, Dollar Tree hasn't ran as much. But if you look at the fundamentals, even though Dollar General has ran, I think it fundamentally is still better. And I would take it before Dollar Tree.
You would take Dollar General before Dollar Tree?
Sorry, I would take Dollar General before Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. I think that they're both going to be good, and I think they're both going to crush it. But if I had to choose one or the other, I would probably go after Dollar General and Dollar Tree. And that's kind of what I had them both up, because I felt like if I'm going to talk about one, then the questions are going to come about the other. So that's why I decided to talk about both of those. So real quick, before we get to the last one, guys, we haven't had too many people join into the Chaos Crew. We had one person pre-live, and I just wanted to extend the invitation to you as well. I already talked about the mentorship where I go live with you guys. You want to be a part of that live stream, you can certainly do that. But if you just want to get a taste of what it's like, come and check out the Chaos Crew. Click that join button down below. If you want to be a part of that community, it's a great community that I was just talking about in the beginning of the stream, that Christian and I go live kind of like this, but we're usually virtual or doing it remotely. Don't worry, we're still social distancing right now. It's just a really great community to be part of. We have 600 people that are in there. The daily watch lists that we put out are absolutely awesome. And we've just been crushing it these last couple of weeks with it too. And people are making a bunch of money. So for $5, I think it's definitely a steal. But, if you're not ready to make the commitment to the live streams every single day, that's just something you can just kind of get a snapshot of the market, help support this channel, and certainly would appreciate it if you guys would, come check us out.
Yeah, let's say it how it is. You need to join you're missing out. And I don't know if you realize this, but we are 8 away from 600 members, which is insane. We have 592 members. So I want to get at 600 before this is over. So I can't wait for everybody to join, and we can get an old hell yeah.
That would be sick. All right. Well, thanks for that pep talk. Last one is going to be Ulta. Now, Ulta, their earnings are on after hours on Thursday. Earnings per share are at 14 cents. And this one is actually one that I'm really kind of I'm at a loss. Usually I'm pretty confident in whether or not I think a company is going to beat earnings, especially when I put it on Stock Watch Sunday. But I know that there was a lot of questions about this one, and I wanted to kind of really go through this and try to figure out what is going to happen with Ulta. But there's two sides to this coin, I think. I think that, for me to really kind of be all in on Ulta, I would have to then ask myself, if I was somebody who wore makeup all the time, but then I had to wear a mask over it, would there be any point in doing that? And so maybe that's why Ulta could end up suffering and missing earnings. And then there's the other part of it where, maybe it doesn't matter. And their e-commerce side of things is actually doing really well. And I think that's really what's going to do. I think that's what's going to set Ulta up in order to, as far as beating earnings are going, I think that's really going to be something that they would have to lean on in order for them to outperform their earnings expectations. And before I get to actually, I'm going to share the chart here with you real quick, and then I'll get your thoughts on this, Christian. But looking at the chart, I think that it's been interesting. It had a huge run up on Friday, just absolute monster run from 203 all the way up to around 214. Closed on Friday at 214. This is definitely one to watch. I think it's going to be exciting, but it's had so many ups and downs throughout the Rona at this point that it just makes it a really big question mark. So I don't know if I would be willing to hold through earnings on this, but I think that it'll get exciting before earnings come out on Thursday after hours. So this is one that I think that if it can run up and get up through 221, that we should see a really nice continuation here. If by some chance this pulls back and bounces off around 211, 212, that could be a really good spot to grab some on the dip, especially after on Friday's a huge run up. And if it cannot hold that support, I like it around 209.15. But this is one that's a really big question mark for me. So Christian, I was just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this one too, and like just where do you see something like Ulta going?
I like Ulta a lot. I think they crush earnings. I think like you said, as far as Best Buy is concerned, I'm interested in their outlook. With that being said, it's down 25% in the past 6 months, so since February. And then from last year, it's down almost the same, a little bit more, like 30%. So I still like the company. Their margins look good. Fundamentals look good. Again, I echo your sentiments as far as earnings are concerned. That's worrisome, and I wouldn't hold over earnings, but I would take every opportunity on any dips on this one. And if you're willing to hold on to this stock, I think you're going to be sitting pretty.
I think that's a really good way to look at it. I think this is one where there's just going to be a lot of volatility, and you have to ask yourself if you're willing to kind of weather that storm, and maybe just see what earnings look like after they come out, and see if it makes it more attractive or not. Brats 1 2 3, welcome to the Chaos Crew.
Give me a hell yeah!
Thanks for joining. I saw a couple of other people too. Anand, Krishna, welcome guys. So good to have you, and appreciate the donation too, Roger. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for the RKT. Yeah, so RKT was also on the Chaos Crew. Roger is actually in the mentorship as well. So thanks for that, guys. Appreciate the support. Would love having you guys in there. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. So that is the top 5 stocks I'm watching this week.